Hi, I'm Paul, and in today's video, I'll be sharing my Obsidian templates and workflows. We'll explore how to apply templates effectively and dive into advanced techniques using the Templater and QuickAdd plugins. Join me as we unlock the full potential of Obsidian templates. Obsidian Templates Overview. One of the most important skills to master when you start using Obsidian is creating templates. Templates in Obsidian can greatly enhance your workflow, especially for those who take extensive notes or manage multiple topics. Templates can include elements like YAML properties, headings, and text, saving you from typing them out every time you start a new note. One of the biggest advantages of using templates is the substantial time savings they offer, especially for repetitive note-taking tasks. This efficiency is invaluable for people who frequently create similar types of notes. Some templates can include dynamic elements that change based on the context of the note, providing flexibility in how information is presented. One of these examples is the Templater plugin. You can create templates for different purposes, such as daily notes, book reviews, learning from YouTube videos, or tools, concepts, and ideas. Templates can ensure that your notes have a consistent formatting, making it easier to find information in the future. Showcasing my templates and workflow. So we'll start off here in Obsidian Canvas, and I'm going to go through where I store my templates in my Obsidian Vault, which is my templates directory. Then I'm going to showcase what templater scripts I use in these templates. So over here, I have my templates directory, and that has all my templates that I use throughout my Vault. Then on the right-hand side here, I have all my templater scripts, which are then used inside these templates. Later in the video, we'll talk about how to apply a template to a note. So first, we'll go through the templates. So I can either get to my templates directory by navigating down to manage workspace layouts. Then I can simply load my templates directory, and that takes me into my templates directory. Inside here, I have 50 templates. If I open up the side pane, I have a folder called templates, and then inside there is where all those templates live. This is set inside the core plugin templates, and you can specify your template folder here. If I want to add a new template, I have a new template button here. If we have a look in the source code, I have a little metabind button at the bottom here, which is using a minimal template, and it's placing it in the templates folder. So let's bring up the minimal template. So the minimal template is empty, but we have a few default YAML properties here to start with. So we've got our date, CSS classes, tags, aliases, summary, type, status, and related. So it's critical that you decide which YAML properties to add to your Obsidian templates. As a bare minimum, I would use the following. So it's really important to have YAML properties in your template. When I first started using Obsidian, I didn't really understand how important templates were going to be when my Vault started to grow. I was really enthusiastic to make notes that I didn't stick with a consistent structure. This complacency cost me a lot of time and energy in the long run. I found a barrier with templates was there was like a big learning curve, and creating dynamic content such as templater scripts can be intimidating and off-putting at the start because you have to go learn how the templater plugin works. And when you first encounter it, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. So I've gone through where I store my templates, and I've also gone through the importance of YAML property. I'll now just quickly showcase my templater scripts. And to get to my templater scripts, I also have a workspace for that. So I just hit my little manage workspace layouts, and I can go to my templater scripts. Alternatively, I could hit the hotkey that I've set, which is Alt-Z, and go templater scripts. That's going to take me into my templater directory. And this one just lives inside my spaces under My Learning, Obsidian, Community Plugins, Templater. And then I have all my templater scripts in there. You could also put this in your toolkit I like to keep it in here because it's part of my learning. So inside here, I have just a brief note of what the Templater script does. So if we have a look at this one here, prompt for file name, then move to folder. We'll cover this one shortly, but I've got a little summary here. The script is used on a template to prompt the user to enter a note name, then move it to a specific folder in your Vault. And in this case, it's going to be moved to this folder location here, which is 02 cards, which is this one here. And it's an alternative to using a QuickAdd command or applying it to a folder. If I want to add a new Templater script, I can do so with a button here. So that's handy when I'm collecting new Templater scripts that I discover. I can just hit the new Templater script, add the name. So new Templater script. Then I can put my Templater code in here, add a summary, when to use it, and I can also put an example. I have a couple of buttons here to add another one, or I can go back to the wiki there and you can see that it's added it here. If I don't need it anymore, I can just go delete it and it's gone. So that's the same for my templates directory. I have a new template button here. So if I hit new template, it doesn't prompt me for the name, but I can start entering the name of the template here. I've got my base YAML properties here, and I can either remove these or leave them how they are. I could add more properties here if I want to. And that one automatically goes into my toolkit templates folder. So you can see it's inside there. So I don't need to think about moving it there. It's already there, and we can see that it's just down here as untitled because I haven't given it a name. If I wanted to find my daily template, I could just type the word daily, and that just is a lot easier than going Control-O and then doing a global search that way. So I just find that to be a lot more useful, and that works better for me. Let's go do a quick overview of some of the common templates that I use. So we'll jump into the templates directory. For this one, I will just go into the editor and turn on source mode. So here I am in my templates directory. I've got my ideas template here. I hit the middle mouse button. Here I have my ideas template. So you can see I've got my YAML properties here with my predefined tags. I've got the date being pulled in automatically. I've got a status in progress. Category is set to ideas. A space for my topic summary, source, and also a little call out for my meta details. If I preview that in reading mode, you can see that it's just got the templater syntax in there, and it's pretty basic. So we'll now look at the tools. So the tools is much the same. If we preview that one, we have our YAML properties at the top with our date being pulled in automatically, our tags already predefined. We have our meta details being pulled out in a hidden callout. Look at the book template. So book template, there's a little bit more going on here. So we have our templater snippets of code here, which will ask us what rating of the book is, what priority is, what type of format, what the status of the reading is. And then we still have our little hidden callout, some more information below that. So we'll have a look at the learning template. So you can see that most of it is using the same structure, and this keeps it consistent throughout the Vault so that when I'm reading notes, there's not too much difference between them as far as how they're laid out. Now, I've made many changes to this as my Vault has evolved, and I'm sure you will find you're not happy with certain notes in your Vault, and you'll probably end up going and modifying your templates quite a bit, and that's okay. What I do here is not what you have to do. It's going to be different for everybody. So that's just a showcase of some templates. How to apply Obsidian templates. So let's imagine that you've set your templates folder. You've gone and added your templates into the templates folder. And now you want to create notes and apply those templates. How do you go about doing that in Obsidian? Well, the default method is you hit Control-N, it creates a new note. Then you hit Control-P, type in the word template, and it's going to give you the option to insert a template. You can set a hotkey. I've set one here, Alt-I. We'll just hit insert template. Then it's going to ask us which template we want to apply. So we'll just say my ideas. So it's going to go and apply my ideas. Now I've got it previewing in source mode, so we'll switch it back to live preview. So there it is in live preview, and this could be my new idea. So we have our properties with the date. We have a few tags here for my ideas, idea, an emoji of light bulb, and a little seedling. Status is in progress. We have it in the category ideas, and then we've got a few other YAML properties here. Then we've got our meta details, which haven't been applied. So to apply those templater snippets, we have to Control P, type in the word templater. Then we have to replace templates in active file. And I've got a hotkey for this as well, Alt R. Then that goes and converts all that templater snippets to the date, the week, the month, the quarter, and the year. So that's one of the disadvantages of using the default method. Another disadvantage is when it creates the note, it places it in the notes lab, and here it is here under new idea. But given this is an idea, I would like it to go in the ideas folder here. So I want it to create this templater code automatically, and I also want it to go in the ideas folder here. I don't want to have to replace the code, then move that file into this folder. It's just too many extra steps. So what other ways can I do it? Well, I could use the QuickAdd plugin. So I've got a little run QuickAdd here. Then it's going to ask me what I would like to run. So I've got one here that says new idea. So I can click the new idea. It's going to ask me what the name of my new idea is. I could say QuickAdd example. So now I have a new note called QuickAdd example. I've still got the same meta details being pulled in. This time my templater script executes correctly and I can start entering my new idea down here. It's also added it into the ideas folder under QuickAdd example. And if we open up QuickAdd and have a look at our new idea here, we can see we've told it what template to use and also the folder to place it in. That saves me doing those extra steps with the default method. It helps me add in my notes quicker. So what's another way we could do it? Well, we could Control N, we could go templater script, then we go Control P templater, and we want to select this one here, create new note from template. Then we go down and we get this prompt for file name, then move to cards folder. So let's select that one. So it's going to ask me what I want to call this. And I'm just going to call this one cards templater script. So I have my default YAML properties here. And if we open up, we can see it's placed it down here in the cards folder and it's called it cards templater script. If we go into our templates folder, we open up our prompt for file name, then move to cards folder, we can see our templater script here, which asks us to enter our note name. We can define a prefix here. Then it constructs the full file name for us, renames it, and then it moves it to the folder. So that's an alternative way that we can do it without using QuickAdd. We can just run templater commands in our template. Another method is to navigate into Templater. You have this option here to enable folder templates. So you can see here, I've got this one here, which says cards ideas. And anytime I make a new note inside cards ideas, it's going to go ahead and apply this template here. And you have to predefine these in order for this to work. So if I go into my folder and I go up to my ideas here and I just right click and go new note, then it's going to go apply the ideas template because I've predefined it in the templater settings here. So that's another method, is you could just right click on your folder and predefine which template to use and then go from there. You can also apply templates with template hotkeys. So inside the Templater plugin, you can see here I've got one for toolkit snippets, quote snippet template. So if we go have a look in the snippets here, we have a quote snippet template, and you can see it's simply just a quote call out. So anytime I'm inside a note, I can use the slash command, and then I can use my templater script here, and it's just going to add my quote call out. I could also do it where I could use all the callouts and I could select which one I want to use. So I could say I want to do a question, expanded, enter the details. Now I have a question call out. So those ones are quite handy as well. So the last one I'll go through is just simply having the templater snippet inside your note. And then all you want to do is go Control P, templater, and you just do the replace templates in active file, similar to what we did earlier, or you could use a hotkey. In this case, I've just got the hotkey Alt R, and then it's going to go just execute whatever templater script is here. So you can see it's asking me to enter my note name here, which is this bit here. So I'm going to say cards note. Now it's gone and moved that note into my cards folder, and I've got my default YAML ready to go. So we'll now quickly go through Templater. So Templater is a plugin for Obsidian. It enhances Obsidian by allowing users to create and use powerful customizable templates within their notes. With Templater, you can automate repetitive tasks and it will save you a ton of time. So it's definitely worth learning. At the time of making this recording, there's 1.8 million downloads for this community plugin. It took me a while to get my head around Templater, but in a nutshell, you've got a new note for this one Templater example. Now let's go grab one of our Templater scripts here. We're going to create a YAML property. We'll call this one date added, and we'll set the date to Tuesday. Then we're going to copy our script here. So we have some DataView tables here, and we'll do the same for this one. So now I have files created today, files modified today. I have my two DataView queries, and I've got my templater syntax here, 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 and here. So if I preview this, it tells me I've got an error. That's because I haven't executed the templater code yet. So what I do is I Control P, type in the word templater. So this is going to be the trigger. So we hit that, and we can see now the templater code has converted into the date that we've set here, which is the 5th. We have the 5th here and the 5th here. So now when we preview, we have files created today on the 5th, which is our Metabind cycles and reviews dashboard. And we have our files modified on the 5th. And then we have 10 files modified on the 5th. That is the result. And that is essentially Templater in a nutshell. Is you have your script, then you have your trigger, then you have your result. How to set up your own template. So we're going to jump into the Obsidian Starter Vault, going to go through how to set up a template in our Obsidian Vault. Before we get started, be sure to download my free Obsidian Starter Kit Vault from my Ko-Fi page so you can follow along with the video. First thing you want to do is navigate to the settings. Go over to your templates under core plugins and set your predefined template folder location. In the Starter Vault, it is Toolkit Template. So if we have a look in our toolkit, we have a folder called Template, and inside there we have a few starter templates. So the next step is going to be to install our community plugins. So navigate to Community Plugins, go up to Browse. The first community plugin is going to be Commander. So do a search for Commander, then hit Install and Enable. Commander is going to allow us to customize our Obsidian interface so that we can add our templates quickly. The next community plugin is going to be QuickAdd. Click on Install and Enable. The next plugin is called Templater. Click on Install, then Enable. So Templater is going to allow us to set our dynamic content. This is optional, but if you don't already have DataView installed, go install and enable DataView. So now we have our templates set in our core plugin. We want to do the same for our templater. So just copy, go down to Templater, and set the templater folder location to Toolkit Templates. If you're using the Starter Vault, this will already be set. Enable automatic jump to cursor and trigger templates on new file creation. Also go ahead and enable folder templates. So let's go ahead and create our first template. So we're just going to hit Control N. Just going to call this one the default template. To start adding your first YAML property, hit 3 dashes. If you've already got properties defined, they will show up here. So we'll just go ahead and add the date, then we'll change the property type to date. Next, we'll add CSS classes, tags, aliases, summary, type, status, and related. We can see what the default template looks like in our source code. So this default template is going to be used on all our new notes. This is just going to be used to illustrate how to get a template into your Vault. Now we have our default template. Let's go down to our settings. We're going to navigate to our commander. Then we're going to go up to our status bar. We're going to add a command. We're going to call this one QuickAdd. Then we're going to select Run QuickAdd. Just type file and use the file plus, hit save. That's going to place a Run QuickAdd command down the bottom right hand side in our status bar. So when we click on that, it's going to ask us which QuickAdd command we would like to run. So we'll go ahead and now specify which command we would like to run. So we'll go back into the settings, go down to QuickAdd, and we're going to add a new note template. We're going to go add choice. We're going to click on the cogwheel and we're going to select our default template that we just created. Now it's going to ask us where we want to create this. We can specify folder, but I'm just going to place it in the note lab, and that's going to be our default note folder. I want to open the note when it's created, so I'll select open. Now I have my new QuickAdd command. So I can go down and I can test that. So I can click the QuickAdd, Run QuickAdd, and then select New Note. It's going to ask me the name of my new note. I'll just call this one Test QuickAdd. Now I have a Test QuickAdd note created from my default template. And if we go into the Note Lab, we can see that it's created it in the folder that I've specified. So the next step for you here would be to repeat that process for your custom templates that you create and choose the corresponding folders that you would like to link them to. So if we have a look in our cards here, if we wanted to add this concept template note into our concept folder, then we'd come back into QuickAdd and we would go new concept, add choice, click our cogwheel, select our concept template, create in folder, and then we're going to select cards followed by concepts, hit add, then toggle to open. Now we have our new concept. We can test that by running QuickAdd, clicking new concept, just say test concept. So now we have a concept note matching our concept template, and that has placed it in the concepts folder. So one final step is we want to change our hotkey for creating a new note. So by default, if we hit Control N, Obsidian creates a new untitled note in our note lab. So we want to go down to our hotkeys and we want to remove the Control N, and then we want to go look for QuickAdd. We want to add a hotkey for QuickAdd, Run QuickAdd. We'll make this one Control N, which is our new note. So now every time we hit Control N, it's going to go straight to our predefined templates, and this is going to keep our Vault more organized. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our folder templates inside Templater. So we have our cards concept folder, and we want to ensure that every time a note is created in the concept folder, it uses the correct template. So we're just going to go set the template here. And depending on how many templates you've got in your Vault, you'll need to manually do this for each one. So for this tutorial, I'll just do concepts and also ideas. So once we have our folder template set, now when we right click our folder and create a new note, it's going to apply the correct template. So I've got a new note called Untitled, and it's gone ahead and applied the correct template, which is the concept template. And that's also the same for the ideas folder. When I right click new note, it's gone ahead and created the new note with the ideas template. Let's go ahead and add some dynamic templater content to our default template. And up where it says date, we're just going to put a snippet of code. So we've got our double quotes followed by our double square brackets, then double curly braces with the word date and then the date format. This is optional, but I like to put a call out with hidden meta details below. And I just do this just in case I have any problems with this code being pulled in here. You can go ahead and add any tags. So Windows key full stop. I'm going to place my seedling in there. I'm just going to put a little hash before it. If this was a particular type of template, so if it was a concept template, then I could put the type concept as a tag as well as a type. I could also put the status as in progress. I might also want to get a random note from my vault. So I'm just going to put a snippet of code here, which is going to query my vault, and then it's going to give me today's random note is. So let's test to see how that works. So now we have our default template pulling in the date. We have a tag seedling. We have the status in progress. We have our hidden meta details with the date, the week, the month, the quarter, and the year. And then we also have our random note here. Let's go one step further and put in our files created today and our files modified today. So we have our files created today and our files modified today with our templater syntax here, 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 and here. Test template. Now we have our date being pulled in, our tags, our status, our hidden meta details, our random quote, our files created today, and our files modified today. I hope this video has offered you valuable insights into creating templates in Obsidian. By investing time to learn Templater and QuickAdd, you will save hours on adding new templates and reformatting notes in the future. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with someone who might benefit. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.